Good morning students. Welcome to our SST class. So today again we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter 4, A Good Citizen, and the page number is 32. And the topics that we are going to read in this chapter are civic sense, who is a neighbor, places around us, and elections. But before starting the chapter, we will have to do the activity like all other days. So there is a box. Can you see on page number 32? And inside the box there are 3 pictures. The first picture is showing a school and 3 students standing in front of the school. There is also the picture of no horn sign in front of the school. In the second one, those 3 students are standing with somebody else and she is supposed to be their teacher. And in the third one, the students are moving on the road and they have placards in their hands. And what is written on the placards? Please do not honk, we are studying. The old and sick need quiet, we need quiet. So these things are written on those placards. So what is meant by these pictures? In the first picture it is meant that the school is going on. The students are there. So they are not supposed to be disturbed. And the cars and other vehicles which are moving in front of the road of the school, they should maintain that. And in the second picture it is showing maybe the students are complaining to their teacher the problem they are facing. And the third picture is showing that the students are protesting that they need peace. There is severe noise pollution, sound pollution, and they are suffering from that problem. And they are appealing to the people and to the cars which are moving over there that they should not cause any noise pollution or sound pollution because the students are studying and they should not be disturbed. And also they are approaching or appealing for the old and sick people that they also need silence. Quiet means silence here. So they should also not be disturbed by this sound pollution. Now look at these pictures and tick the sentences that you agree with. There are 2 sentences. The children have tried to solve a problem that is affecting many people. We will have to put a tick. This is true. The children are trying their best to solve this sound pollution problem. And it is not only affecting them, rather it is affecting a lot of people. In the second one, they know that they should care about the place where they study. Very true, isn't it? We will also put a tick here. The students are studying inside the school, and to maintain the environment of the school is a prime duty, is a main duty of the students. So they are trying their best to maintain that environment by stopping this sound pollution problem. Now we will move towards the text. Civic sense. These children saw a problem affecting many people and tried to solve it. So there are some children who are suffering from a problem and they can understand the problem, and that is why they are trying their best to solve it. It is not only their problem but a problem for so many people. They have civic sense, which means a sense of responsibilities. What is the meaning of civic sense? Everybody underline the words civic sense and underline the word responsibility. So civic sense is nothing but a sense of responsibility, a feeling of responsibility towards the people and places around us. That is, wherever we are living, maybe our neighborhood, maybe our office, maybe our school, everywhere we have some specific responsibilities and we are bound to follow them. We are bound to fulfill those responsibilities, right? And if we have that sense that this is our duty, we are supposed to do this, that is our civic sense. Responsibility means a duty to take care of somebody or something. What is the meaning of responsibility? Everybody underline this statement. Responsibility is nothing but a sense of duty to take care of somebody or something. Like you are taking care of yourself, it is equally a duty of yours to take care of others or to take care of something, not only of someone but also of something. Citizens have duties and responsibilities towards. So citizens, that is we, the people who are living here, we have some specific duties. Towards what? Towards their neighbors and other people. That is, wherever we are living, in your neighborhood, you have your duties in your neighborhood. Like the people who are living just beside you, you have duties for them. If they are sick, if they are suffering from some problem, being a person, being a citizen, it is also your duty to take care of him or her or them. Okay, or to try to solve their problem or not to cause any trouble to them. And other people also. The place where they live. Study or work. So wherever we live, we study, we work. It may be our workplace like office. It may be our place of study like school. It may be our place of living like neighborhood. We have also some duties towards these places. Okay, we will have to follow certain rules. We will have to do certain responsibilities towards these places. City and country. Obviously, we have our duties towards our city, towards our country, isn't it? The environment, we will read about this in a later chapter. In other chapter, we will read about this. Environment. We all know what is environment? That is your surrounding, where you are living. Everything in your surrounding, the plants, the other animals, everywhere. The places around you, everything is in your surrounding, in your environment. And you have responsibility towards this place. If you are living in a place and everywhere there is some garbage falling here and there, isn't it your responsibility to clean them and put those garbages in the garbage bin or in the dustbin? Isn't it your responsibility? So you have some responsibilities of your own. If there is a dog moving in your area and he is not eating for a long day, he has nothing to eat, he has no food, isn't it your responsibility to give it some food? Yes, it is your responsibility. So all these are coming in your environment and you will have to do some responsibilities towards your environment. Have you understood, all of you students? Okay. Now we will move to the next point, rules and laws. Yes, there are some rules. Can you make a sound at 12 o'clock at night, 12 a.m. at night when everybody is sleeping around you? No, you cannot make any sound. You cannot listen to a song in a loud noise at the midnight because it is troubling others and there is a rule. You will have to maintain a certain volume of your song, of your microphone, isn't it? So these are the rules of any environment and some laws also. You cannot disturb other people in your area because there are some laws which you are bound to follow. For example, school rules or the rules on how to keep roads safe. So if you are moving through a road, there is a rule how you can go through the road safely and you will have to follow that rule. Right? Let us move to the next page, page number 33. Who is a neighbor? Neighbors are people who live close by, who is just living beside you. Sometimes these are known people, but sometimes they may be unknown people. Sometimes you know the people living beside you. Sometimes you may not know the people living beside you. They are unknown to you sometimes, if you are new to that place. There are many other people whom we do not know, like fellow travelers in a bus or a train. Suppose you are having a journey in the train or in a bus, and the people who are sitting beside you or who are traveling with you, you may not know them. Isn't it? Most of the time we don't know them. How should we behave towards them? Now, let us read a story. There is a story given here. Two men lay badly injured by the side of the road. Many people passed that way in cars, auto rickshaws, buses and other vehicles. No one stopped to help them, though they are badly injured and they are lying on the road, side of the road. Eventually, a man in a car stopped. He did not know the injured men, but he put them in his car and took them to a hospital so that they could be treated for their injuries. So this person is showing his or her civic sense. This is his responsibility even towards the people whom you don't know. Since they are injured, they are badly injured, they are lying on the roadside, they don't have the capacity or power to move on. So, being a very responsible citizen, it is your moral duty that you should take them to the hospital so that they can get proper treatment over there. Have you understood? Okay. Now, in the story above, who was a good neighbor to the injured man and why? Who was a good neighbor? The person who took them to the hospital. And why? Because he has shown his sense of responsibility towards them. He took care of them while other people just passed by looking at them without doing anything to them. Why do you think the other people did not stop to help? Because they didn't bother. That is their lack of responsibility, lack of sense of duty. Okay? Can we be good neighbors to people whom we do not know? Yes, we can be good neighbors to them, even if we do not know them. Isn't it? Because maybe sometimes it happens that a person who is new to your environment, to your neighborhood, you don't know him. But if he is in a trouble, it is your moral duty to help him out or to support him in every possible way. Then only you will prove yourself as a very good citizen, as a very good neighbor. Next, We should be kind and helpful to people we know, but we should also be kind, helpful and caring towards other people. So most of the times we are kind and helpful to the people only whom we know. But that is not only our duty. We should be equally kind and helpful or responsible towards those also whom we do not know. This is what a good citizen does. And it is the true meaning of being a good neighbor. If you do all these things, then only you will be considered as a very good citizen and also as a very good neighbor. Good neighbors think and care about other people. They always take care of other people. For example, does someone need help? Will our actions upset someone else? If we think only about ourselves, we cannot be good neighbors. If we are concentrating on ourselves only, we cannot be a good neighbor to others. Right? We will also have to think whether our action is troubling others, whether our words are hurting others. That also we will have to consider. And if we do something like that, it is our duty, moral duty, responsibility to say sorry to those persons. Okay. The people who passed the injured men without helping them did not think about them. They thought only about themselves. So they are the self-centered people. And we should not be self-centered. We should not always concentrate or consider our own problems. Okay? The places around us. Places like roads, parks, hospitals, buses and trains are owned by the government, but they belong to each one of us. So who is taking care of all these things? Buses, park, roads, hospital, market, train, all these are taken care of by the government, right? But all these things belong to us because we are using them. We, the citizens of the country, are using them. So what is our responsibility? To maintain them. We should not cause any damage to these places or to these vehicles. So since they are taken care of by the government, they are called public property because public are the main section who are using them. Okay, the normal people of the country. Monuments too belong to all of us as they are our heritage. What is the meaning of heritage? Something we are carrying or we are taking from one generation to another generation, generation after generation. That is our heritage. Suppose you have a monument in your locality and which is built long years before. It is an age-old architecture. Okay, so that is your heritage. That place will be considered as a heritage place. Look at the picture on the next page of how monuments and public property are treated sometimes. Go to page number 34, everyone. Can you see a picture of a monument on which people have scribbled? They made several marks with paints and other material on those monuments. And these things are damaging the beauty of the monuments. This is our heritage places. These are carrying our mark of culture. Isn't it our mark of architecture? So it is the duty of normal people to maintain these places. If you are making all these scribbles on them, you are damaging those architecture. You are damaging those sculptures. So that is a very wrong action on the part of a normal people. Okay? And there is another picture also where we can see a train burned by a mob of angry people. Maybe a group of people got angry sometimes, and to pacify their anger, what did they do? They burned a train. But train is a public property. It is so much essential for normal people. It helps us to go from one place to another place with such a small time or such a limited time. And it doesn't cost too much. It is for normal people only. And if you are burning a train, that means you are causing damage to the public property, which is not at all acceptable. It is a public offense. You cannot do that. You should be punished for that. So all of you have understood the damages we are causing sometimes to our public property, and we should never do this. Being a very responsible citizen, you will never do it because you already know that these things are wrong, right? Okay. So why do people spoil monuments in this way? Because they are very irresponsible. They don't know that they are causing damage to these places. Why do people burn public property when they are angry? They want to take revenge. Okay, they want to take revenge against the government. And if they are burning the train, they are thinking that they are taking revenge against the government. But no, they are actually damaging themselves. Because maybe next day they will have to go to somewhere and they will have to take help of this train only. And if they are burned, the trains are burned like this, it will trouble the normal people only, not to the government. Who are the people affected by such actions? The normal people are affected by such actions. Okay. The Archaeological Survey of India, I am reading the did you know part. The Archaeological Survey of India looks after heritage monuments, but they find it difficult to prevent people from writing on monuments. They are making advertisements, they are publishing in the newspaper, they are saying in the television, in the radios, but still people are not conscious of this, that they should not damage these heritage monuments. It is a very wrong action on their part. You have learned how important it is to look after historical buildings and monuments. I hope all of you have understood why it is so much important to maintain all these historical buildings and monuments. Okay. It is also important to look after public property that belongs to us all. Isn't it? It is also our responsibility to maintain all these public vehicles which are used by us only. Belongings like our homes, books or clothes are our private property. The book you are using, the clothes you are wearing, all these are your private property. People take care of their private property. Your school may be private property too, as it may not belong to the government. Just as we take care of our own things, private property that belongs to anyone else should be respected and taken care of. The way you are maintaining, you are taking care of your own private property, equally you should take care of others' private property. Okay? We should be equally conscious of maintaining those properties also. For example, it is the responsibility of students and people in the school to look after and be careful about our school property. Isn't it? Isn't it your responsibility to maintain the every part and property of your school? Whose responsibility is this? Yes, it is your responsibility. You should be conscious enough. It is the civic duty of all citizens to take care of public and private property. If you have civic sense, if you are a very sincere and responsible citizen of this country, you will always take care of all public and private property. When they do so, they are good citizens. Then only you will be considered as a good citizen. Okay. Now we will move to page number 35. Why should citizens take care of public and private property? To maintain them. Isn't it? If we don't take care of them, they will not be maintained. They will be damaged. And then it will cause trouble to us only. We will suffer. Not only the school authority. We, the students, the teachers, the staff of the school, all of us will suffer. Right? Now we will move to the next topic, and our next topic is election. I hope all of you are familiar with this word, election. So before going to the topic of election in a broader sense, we will have to learn what is election in a very small perspective. Okay? Find out how an election works by choosing a class captain. I hope all of you know who is a class captain. Maybe in class 6 or in class 4 or in class 5 there are 5 sections, and each section there are 30 students in a school. So in 5 sections there are total 150 students in class 5. Let us take the example of class 5. And in these 150 students we will have to choose one captain who will be considered as the captain of the class and who will be known as class captain. How we will do it? Let us see how we can do them. Follow the steps. Divide the class into 3 groups. We will divide the class into 3 groups. Each group chooses a child who would make a good captain. So there will be election in each group. They will choose a child whom he or they will think as the child who can be a good captain. This is their candidate. The candidates and their groups think about why he or she would make a good captain. Why he will be considered as a good captain. On election day, each candidate makes a speech saying why he or she would make a good captain. So all of them will have to give a speech why he or she would become or would make a very good captain. After this, your teacher will help you to hold an election to choose a class captain. After listening to their speech, you will give them vote. That is, you will write their name in a piece of paper, and it will be given to your teacher. When everyone has voted, the candidate who gets the most votes becomes the class captain. So the person, the girl or the boy who gets the maximum number of votes, he or she will be considered as the class captain. I hope all the procedures are clear to you. Now we will read it in the broader aspect, in the aspect of a total country. India has governments in villages, towns or cities, the states and in New Delhi. In so many steps we have governments, right? Each of these governments is chosen by the people through voting in an election. Just as you voted in class, the way you voted for the class captain, in the same way you will have to find out a representative who can represent your village, who can represent your town, who can represent your state, and above all who can represent your country. So there are 4 steps in this one. A citizen of India who is of 18 years or above has the right to vote. If you are a citizen of India and if you are above the age of 18, you have the right to vote. Okay, you will be considered as an adult person and you will be considered as a candidate for giving vote. To be able to vote, such people have to register as voters with the election commission. You will have to register your name that yes, I am a person who can give my vote to the candidate who will be selected. In many places, voters go to vote in large numbers during an election. Can you see the picture? Yes, this is a picture of a polling booth where people are going to give their vote to complete the procedure of election. But in some other places, very few people vote. Okay, most of them do not vote. Some reasons for this could be they may not be registered as voters. They have not registered their names as voters. Like I have told you, we'll have to register. They may find it difficult to reach the polling booth. It is troublesome for them to reach the polling booth, the place where they will go to give the vote. Or they may decide not to vote. They are very angry with the administration, so they decided I will not vote this year. This may be also the scenario or the fact. It is an important civic duty of citizens to make sure that they can vote. You must vote. If you are a voter, if you have registered your name, if you are above 18 years, it is your moral duty to give the vote, to select the candidate who can represent your area. May it be a village, may it be a city, may it be a state, or may it be your country. And also that they do not vote on, they do vote on election day. They must vote on that specific election day. By following rules and carrying out civic duties and responsibilities, we can all be good citizens. So how we can become good citizens? By following rules and carrying out all our duties and responsibilities. We can also be considered as very good citizen. Now, there is a question box in page number 35. Can you see at the end of the page? Discuss. Why do we have rules? Why rules are required? Otherwise, if rules are not there, there will never be peace. Nothing will be peaceful over there. Everybody will try for his or her own power. They will try to show their own power, and then everything will become a chaos. Okay? So if there is rules and regulations, everything will be peaceful. And everybody will get his or her own power. He or she will be free to execute his or her own power. Clear to all? What would happen if there were no rules? So if there were no rules, I told you it will be a chaos. Okay? Lots of crime will take place in the society. People will never get justice. Isn't it? We need also justice. If there is any crime happening with us, we need justice against it. So that is why you used to go to the court. The judiciary system is there. The legal procedures are there. So all these can happen only if there are rules. So that is why rules are very important. I hope all of you have understood the chapter, because this chapter is quite important to understand. You will have to understand this chapter. Okay? So thoroughly read the chapter, listen to my video again and again. If there is any problem, you can write to me personally also. Now we will move to the exercise part. And the keywords which are given in page number 36 are responsibility, citizen, public property, private property, candidate, and at the end polling booth. I will send these definitions to you separately. Now let us start the exercises. First one is fill in the blanks. Number A. A good citizen cares for known people and also for dash people. I am talking about number 1. What will come in the dash? It will be unknown. They will take care of the known people as well as for the unknown people. Number 2, facilities such as roads, buses and parks which are for everyone are dash. They are public property. Number 3, heritage like historical buildings and dash belongs to everyone. What will come? Monuments. They belong to everyone. Number 4, we should respect and take care of both dash and dash property, public and private property. Number 5, it is the duty of Indian citizens of 18 years and above to vote in dash. What will come in the blank? Election. Let us move to the next page, page number 37. Good citizenship. What you will have to do here? Tick sentences that show good citizenship. Put a cross against the ones that show a lack of civic sense. The first one. After a picnic, people throw their garbage in a dustbin or carry it home to throw in a dustbin. So, what we will do here? This is not a lack of civic sense. This is a true example of good citizenship. Right? So, we will put a tick beside this. Number 2. People in a vehicle spit from the windows. Very bad activity. So it shows lack of civic sense. So we will put a cross. Number 3. A car drives fast through a puddle of water. In a puddle of water, the car is driving fast, splashing dirty water on the nearby pedestrians. Again, lack of civic sense. We will put a cross after 3. Number 4, a group of students help during their break to see that no one throws garbage on the playground. Very good activity. This is the true activity of a good citizen. So we will put a tick. Some students, number 5, some students use school furniture to play cricket in empty classrooms, damaging school property. Lack of civic sense. Put a cross. Number 6, people in a building are careful not to make any noise after 10 p.m. so that they do not disturb neighbors. Very good. True citizenship. Put a tick beside 6. Number 7, older children in a park play on swings meant for children of less than 5 years of age. Very bad, lack of civic sense. Put a cross. Number 8, after using a public toilet in a theatre or an airport, people make sure that it is left clean. This is called true citizenship. Right? So put a tick. Then we will move to the next one. Match the following. Citizen. Who is a citizen? A person who belongs to a country or city. Number D. So write 1 beside number D. Number 2, responsibility. A duty to take care of somebody or something. Number A. Write down 2 beside number A. Number 3, candidate. Who is a candidate? A person who stands for election. Write 3 beside B. Number 4, civics. It teaches rights and duties of a citizen and the way government works. Write 4 beside number C. Okay? So that's all about match the following. All these objective type work you will do only in your book, not in your copy. For copy work, I am sending you the question answers as usual and the definition of the keywords. So that's all for today. All of you take care and read the chapter thoroughly. This is truly an important chapter. Thank you.